Okay, I think we're gonna be heading to, I don't know if we can call it a happy topic these days or not. And we're talking about the Game Awards, which Jeff Keighley finally made public the nominees for this year's The Games Award 2024. It is the 10th anniversary. I thought that 2023 was the 10th anniversary, actually going circle around the sun, but apparently this year is the year. So before heading to the votes, I want to check something that I have been reading in the internet and basically have been kind of a new eyebrows that Geoff Keighley raises every year. As far as I know, and I was told, Geoff Keighley always raises some eyebrows every year. Mine in particular was I think it was the 2022s or 2021 when God of War Ragnarok. It's not that I'm against God of War Ragnarok, but having a game to be released in the last week of being eligible to be selected as a Game of the Year award, it did raise my eyebrows, because how can you objectively say that in a 1 week of gameplay you could say that this is a Game of the Year material? And yes, let's go with the possibility that Sony did handed, in this case Santa Monica Studio handed Geoff Keighley an early access to the game, which means it was not a complete product. Probably will have no day one patches, lots of bugs, and yet the team of the Game Awards decided that at the time God of War Ragnarok was Game of the Year material without a proper research. I don't know if there were some rules that were bent. I believe so, but one thing is what I believe versus what is a fact. So let's leave it like that. And the other thing is that there's this kind of an event needs to have some objectivity. It's not because you have the major sponsorships and major contract doesn't mean that you don't need to have some kind of a ways or a proper processing of determining what's a material for any category at all, not only the Game of the Year. Okay, Game of the Year is the main category of all, which if I said that before, then I will say that Game of the Year category needs a little extra scrutiny. And I think that's the moment that it raised my eyebrows with the Game Awards. With that being said, Geoff Keighley always raises an eyebrow every year. And I believe that there are some changes in the frequently asked questions and rules. Let's see if that's the thing. When is the Game Awards? The Game Awards stream live Thursday, December 12, 2024 from the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. How can I watch the show? The Game Awards is available to stream for free across all major streaming services on Thursday, December 12, with the opening act starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Check out how to watch our session for more details. Can I co-stream the show? Yes, we are welcome and encourage co-streaming. Sign up here as an official co-streamer. I might think about it. Here we go. The award process. How are nominees selected? Nominees from most categories of the Game Awards are chosen by an international jury of over 100 global media and influencers outlets, selected for their history of critical video game evaluation. Specialized juries also convene for other categories, including esport, accessibility, and best adaptations. Each voting outlet completes a confidential and unranked ballot based on the collective and diverse opinion of the entire editorial staff, listing out the top 5 choices in each category. Ballots are tabulated, and the 5 game that appears in the most ballot put forth as nominees. In the event of a tie, 6 or more nominees will be announced in a category. Game Awards producer Geoff Keighley is not a member of the jury and does not vote on the nominees or winner. Similarly, the Game Awards Advisory Board has no involvement in the award processes and learns of the results at the same time as the general public. Why do you use this jury for select nominees? Given the sheer number of game releases this year, as well as the extended time required to fully evaluate products, a voting outlet's approach allows for the widest possible critical assessment. A ballot submitted to the Game Awards represents the collective opinion of an entire outlet. Yeah, fine, but that doesn't answer, or I believe it doesn't answer the main question that I made earlier about the God of War Ragnarok case. How can you, in a single week or a week before the eligibility deadline arrives, how can you objectively select a game as a game of the year material? How are winners selected? Winners are determined by a blended vote between the voting jury 90% and public fan voting 10%. Fans can vote for their favorite games on thegameawards.com. In China, fans can vote on the winners via Bilibili. Fan votes closes on Wednesday, December 11 at 6 p.m. So, if any difference that the public can make for voting closes 24 hours before the event, why don't fans 100% select the winners? Creating a 100% fan vote presents several challenges. First, given that some games are exclusive to one platform, a public vote puts single-platform games at an inherent disadvantage over multi-platform titles. In addition, it is important the winners cannot be socially engineered in a way. We find that a blended vote is the most credible and authentic way to select a winner. Kind of agree. Are voting outlets given free or advanced copy of the game? Oh, there's go. Here we go. At the start of the Game Awards season, game publishers and developers are provided with access to a list of outlets that will submit nomination ballots. While most of our voting outlets have set the games through the normal editorial processes, publishers and developers are permitted to provide a review copies or digital redemption codes. To meet our ballot deadline, publishers or developers may provide advances or pre-release access to game for critical evaluation. Now, that's a semi-answer. The other thing that I'm missing is what are the criteria for making a nominee, especially the GOTY Game of the Year nominee category. So let's go get our hands dirty and let's see the categories. I'm leaving the Game of the Year as final. So let's get our hand dirty here. Let's begin with the best esports team. Team Liquid, Dota 2, T1, League of Legends, Navi, Counter-Strike, Genji, League of Legends, Bilibili Gaming, League of Legends. I thought that we were going to be seeing Space Station Gaming winning the Halo Championship, but I guess that still Halo is not being considered as big in esport this day. I don't know why. I think it's going to be between Genji and Bilibili Gaming because I actually saw I saw excerpts of the League of Legends Championship Finals. So, And just a reminder, who won between the two? I think it was. I'm going to check it right away because I forgot who won actually the League of Legends Championship. Just a moment, bear with me. Just a moment, bear with me. Just a moment. Actually, it was T1. I thought Bibli was the second place. Got it. So I think that by absing my vote here because of their performance, I go with T1. Okay, bet esport athlete. Yeah, obviously, I'm not gonna go there thinking the MVP plaque. Baker get my vote. All right, we're done with best team esport and best esport athlete, best esport game. This year I haven't played any of them, but for the sake of actually, I think that for the sake of being fair to Valve, there are 3 games that are from Riot Games. I think that Mobile Legends still counts for League of Legends, so I think that I'm going Counter Strike as the best esport game. Content Creator of the Year. Queso, Ilo Juan, Teco Gamers, Typical Gamer, Usada Pecora. I have no idea who they are. And I think that I'm going to say that for the second year in a row, I believe that we need to see. Well, yeah, we are seeing new faces, but within the new faces, there have been new faces that should have been considered in the Game Awards to help them more get more exposition, and I believe that C-Laner deserve a spot here. I'm not going into the details on how I got to know C-Laner. Yes, I used to follow Dr. Disrespect, and after the circus of content creator like that he has, that I was made aware of the existence of C-Laner, and C-Laner is just a good controller user of Call of Duty. He also proven to be specifically good player also in keyboard. So it is obvious that C-Laner can get these accusations that he's hacking or he's using tools that are undetectable from Ricochet, blah blah blah. And I saw particularly when he decided to debunk all the conspiracy that he is cheating, like actually adding like a eye tracker, so the eye tracker could be seen on his stream and his video debunking that he is cheating. He's just a dude that could play well. Some might argue that the strong focus that his glasses has is really an advantage for him. I'm not debating that because actually I'm a glass user myself, but I don't have that that focuses or that close up that his glasses give him. I think that it probably has nothing to do with how good he aims. I think that a good use of aim assist provided by the game. Yeah, let's talk with property here. Aim assist provided by the game, and the good awareness and your good use of your handling of the controller. I think that it's not so much to ask for C-Laner be included this Sunday. I hope that next year it goes. So yeah, there you have it. Next year I'm rooting for C-Laner be at least considered. I honestly don't know how to vote here. And the most fair thing that I can do is not vote for anybody. Most anticipated game: Death Stranding 2 on the Bish, Ghost of Yote, Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, Monster Hunter Wilds. This is going to be between Grand Theft Auto 6 or Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Do you realize how many people has been waiting for the fourth Metroid Prime game since the inception of the Nintendo Switch? And now Nintendo is on the last stretch of the Nintendo Switch. The successor gonna be announced anytime soon between now and March 2025. It is obvious that Metroid Prime 4 will be a launch title for the new Nintendo Switch, which practically had me sold. But it is the same case of Grand Theft Auto 6. You realize how many people and how much time people have been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. And Rockstar Game did the Bethesda thing. Skyrim transcended in 3 generations of gaming consoles, and Grand Theft Auto just did the same, including the Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5. So, Death Stranding 2 on the Bish. I'm a Hideo Kojima production fans, but I know that people are not as sold on Death Stranding 2 as they were on, I think, the first game. I would dare to say not as the same as Metal Gear Solid earlier releases. And with the mystery on when Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is going to be appearing, I don't think that Death Stranding 2 is not going to be neither a surprise, but I will not be surprised that it doesn't win. Ghost of Yote, I don't think that Ghost of Yote is gonna win this, because the announcement for Sucker Punch and PlayStation Studio was kind of an out of nowhere. And yes, I'm not going to dive in what are the other issues that people are finding with Ghost of Yote. Let's just say that it's kind of a Assassin's Creed Shadow kind of thing. So I think that Ghost of Yote will be a surprising winner here. And finally, Monster Hunter Wilds. I played the beta with my brothers, and yes, I'm looking forward to this game. But to be the most anticipated game when we are still not a year away from the release of the PlayStation 5 version of Monster Hunter Rise and the introduction of the Sunbreak expansion, I don't think that people are necessarily thirsty to say that, yes, this is the most anticipated game of 2025. FTW. No, that's not going to happen. So I think the best to do here is to vote Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Next up, best adaptation. Best adaptations are the movies, the series. You're gonna call me, what the heck am I doing with my time? But I haven't seen neither Fallout nor Arcane. You know what? The only series that I saw was Knuckles, but I don't want to go straight to Knuckles just because of Knuckles. I have been reading the reviews from Like a Dragon Yakuza, and I'm really surprised that the adaptation of the old Yakuza games, viewed as a TV series, landed the best adaptation nominee. So I think that I'm gonna be leaning like the God of War Ragnarok side of things, I think it is too early to just consider it best adaptation. You know what? Screw it. Let's go with Knuckles. Best multiplayer. Wait a minute. Before hitting my vote, before giving my vote, I need to see the best fighting. Oh, okay. You know, if I'm going fully by apps here, I will go both Tekken 8 in multiplayer and fighting. But no, let's gonna be fair. I have been giving some time to Helldivers 2. I was trying to do some content on Call of Duty Black Ops 6, but I think that I'm going Helldivers 2. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I want to dive into the game, but at this time I'm going Helldivers 2. Best sport and racing. This is gonna be a quick one. I'm not a big into sport. And wait a minute, WWE. What? WWE. I am a wrestling fan. I have been a fan of WWF, WWE since the early days, but let me check that. Let me check that real quick. Let me check that real quick. Let me check that real quick. Oh, there's not a list of the games that have been nominated in all the years. Is this the first time we're seeing WWE here? I'm in disbelief. I'm actually in disbelief. WWE. You know what? Since my vote only counts like a minimum of the minimum 10%, let's go with WWE because I can't believe it. I wanted to check actually if WWE have been nominated before. I believe it's not. I can be wrong. Let's roll with it. Let's roll with it. My apologies. I got a mosquito harassing me. Best simulation strategy. Wait a minute. Unicorn Overlord as a turn-based simulator? What the heck with this category? Let's check the RPGs because this role-playing, where's role-playing? SRPG. Okay, what I see here is that they didn't have a space for Unicorn Overlord, and they decided to have it part of a turn-based simulation. But when you heard that a Japanese role-playing game is also a turn-based simulation, correct me if I'm wrong, but the correct thing to say about a simulation is that you are representing something from a real life. That's what it's called, simulation. Why Unicorn Overlord is on simulation category and not here. Yeah, all these games kind of align here, but Jesus Christ. I'm going to do a 2 combo hit here. Let's go for Dragon Dogma 2. My brothers are heavy players of Dragon Dogma, and I take their words as fact. And then we're going here for Unicorn Overlord. I don't get it, and I don't want to get it. Best family. It's not that I'm. Okay. It's not that I'm that guy, but family is not kind of my forte. Technically speaking, I would have loved to have played more Super Mario Party Jamboree. I haven't played the new Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom the first time that actually Zelda is the protagonist. Princess Peach Showtime. The Plucky Squire. I haven't. I would love to be more aware of indie games. The Plucky Squire seems interesting. I believe that Astrobot has more categories, so I think that I'm gonna give the opportunity to Super Mario Party Jamboree. Best fighting, of course, Tekken 8, because yes, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Yes, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. Yes, Marvel vs. Capcom, which actually is funny. Reading the internet, kids that can't handle OGs and veterans playing Marvel vs. Capcom because those kids didn't grow up during the heydays of the archives of all the Marvel superheroes, Street Fighter versus X-Men. I thought I said it backwards. The X-Men versus Street Fighter and the first two Marvel vs. Capcom game. Those were the days. Man, I feel just nostalgic. I just feel nostalgic, and I can't wait for my copy to land. I buy the PlayStation 4 physical edition because we already know historically Capcom is not a fan of paying Marvel licensing forever. So this game is gonna be scarred, I think, in a year or a year and a half. Some people don't want to talk about multiverses, so Tekken 8. Best action and adventure. Astrobot, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaw, The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. I'm into both here for Astrobot. I think the formula of upgrading Astrobot from side demos for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 and given the opportunity to be its own franchise, I think that it's one of the best decisions that Sony and PlayStation Studio made for the game. So sad to read about the Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown team that got disbanded because Ubisoft could not justify the making the sequel for the game. Of course, Silent Hill 2, Action and Adventures, is part of my Christmas spending. Star Wars Outlaw 2 is part of my Christmas spending, but I'm waiting for the proper price and fix up for the technical issues. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, probably I'm gonna hold it a little bit longer. I think I'm going for Astrobot here. Best action game. Here we go. We got Black Myth Wukong. For those who are seeing in YouTube, yes, I marked Black Myth Wukong because Wukong got multiple nominations, including the Game of the Year. We got Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Helldiver 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Actually, I'm going for Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade has been kind of a refreshing in terms of games that are specifically to be single player, rich on lore, and not these mumbo jumbo going for the internet for the pleasure of every multiplayer. I think that multiplayer needs to be dialed down a little bit and have more single player games. And Stellar Blade was kind of a breeding this year in that sense. This is going to be a quick one. Best virtual augmented reality. I'm going by apps here. Batman. Not wasting my time here. Best mobile games. AFK Journey, never heard of it. Balatro, I'm not familiar with it. Of course, Pokemon trading card game. By the way, Senseless Zone Zero, I was invited to do some streaming with this game, but unfortunately, Purple Platform Twitch began to acting up, so I think that it's just a wasted opportunity, not because I wasted purposely, it's just that it was asked to be used on a PC. I couldn't use PlayStation console nor my full purpose of gaming smartphone. It was via PC, and I still don't have my new build ready yet, so I had to forego the Senseless Zone Zero invitation. And now, with that being said, Pokemon gotta catch 'em all. Best debuted indie game. Manor Lords. Manor Lords is on my targets of indie games that I want to try it out, but seeing that the Plucky Squire has appeared for the second time as nominee, I believe that since I haven't played any of this game, let's go again with the by apps route this time because the Plucky Squire got a second nomination, so it means that the game is actually promising. Best independent game. Neba UFO 15 Balatro Anime. Okay, I think this is kind of the same thing with the content creator of the year. I should have done in the previous category, not going by Aspire category, but this time it will be really unfair just to vote randomly, so I'm gonna forego this voting. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3, Larian Studio, Final Fantasy 14, Square Enix, Fortnite, Epic Games, Helldiver 2, Arrowhead Games, No Man's Sky, Hello Games. let's go completely objective here. This should be between Larian, Baldur's Gate 3, and Hello Games No Man's Sky. And I'm going to start with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is an incredible example on how to not only launch a game, fixes your error, fix everything that was done wrong in the launch. Good, you nailed it. Keep the train rolling. Keep the train rolling. Keep activities. Keep people engaged. Don't charge for anything new that you bring in. That's the example in a Too Long Don't Read version of No Man's Sky up to 2024. And I think that it was really deserving to be nominee as a best community support. In Larian Studios' case, Baldur's Gate 3 has been in development since years ago. And while it's true that they decided to sell the early access of the game like it was a full game, and which each build, your save file gets corrupted and it was no longer accessible because the new version doesn't support the old files and all blah 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 daddy 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 yeah. When it got to the point that the game was finally getting released in a stable version, nobody got charged for those who already paid the early access version. So, and forward, it was like Hello Games with No Man's Sky. The game got continued to getting hot fixes and patches, including the continued support, regardless that Larian Studio has already confirmed that their next game is not Baldur's Gate 4, and they're probably not going to be developing any new Baldur's Gate game in the future, and that's understandable. The game has so much replay value that it's incredible that it doesn't take a whole system storage to have the complete game, because there's so much thing that you can do in Baldur's Gate, and with much content and much things to do in Baldur's Gate, or a game like Baldur's Gate, is obviously that you need to continue support your community, and that is why my vote is going to be between those two. But to be fair, this is, I think, that Larian Studios' first time or second time. I believe it's the second time, if I'm not wrong, that this is the first or second time that they have been in nominee for community support. So I think that in the name of fairness, Larian Studio gets my vote. Best ongoing: Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Helldivers 2, Fortnite. I think that people is gonna be leaning to Diablo 4. I read so much good thing about the latest expansion. Some people objecting that further expansions needs to have the latest that does have a charge. If I'm going by apps here, I'm going full Destiny 2, and I said that I was gonna be diving in Destiny 2 anytime soon. Probably not for the rest of the year, because I need to go down a little bit in my backlog of new games. I hope that one day I get finally playing both Final Fantasy 11 and Final Fantasy 14, but budget consciousness, if I'm not doing so much with the games that I buy, I think it is hard to me to say that I'm going to be paying the subscription for a game that I'm probably going to be playing once in a month. So that is why I never saw or didn't have the opportunity to play Final Fantasy 14 anytime soon. I discovered that I can still play Final Fantasy 11, and it's still ongoing, by the way. So, yeah, let's see what's next year's goes for me. Probably this is going to be a lost vote, but I'm going Destiny 2. Games for Impact. Of course, Senua Saga, Hellblade 2. Yeah, we understand all these kind of games is basically like sending a message, but in terms of artistic, being fair to a lore, being a franchise itself, I think that Senua Saga's Hellblade 2 have all the balances instead of just going straightly to be just yet another artistic representation of social problems or anything like that. I think that this past year, I think that we have enough. At least I had enough of controversies for any stupid thing or any stupidity that provokes a scuffle, a discussion, and this intolerance of you're wrong, I'm right, or you're correct, I'm wrong, vice versa, BS. So we're going Senua Saga, Hellblade 2, definitely. Innovation in accessibility. Actually, I did read about the Dragon Age accessibility helping. All this game has actually, including Call of Duty, but I think I'm heading to the route of Dragon Age the Vilgar because I actually read some of the many accessibility things that there was conscious, or at least it was the mindset during the development, not just accessibility just to get some accessibilities. Best performance. Well, I think we're going with the by absolute. I did hear some of Luke Roberts' lines in Silent Hill 2 remakes, but I'm going with Melina Jurgens, the voice and facial actress actually, and the model for Senwa. Best audio design. In this category, I always believe in the quality of the sounds, especially in sound effects. People kind of confuse this best audio design with the music and everything that triggers your ears. No, this category is about when you make some footstep, when you talk, how much you are screaming, how much lower you're talking, how much you are so hype up, and everything like that. To me, Call of Duty has always been like the perfect choice for this category. Uh, the bullets firing, the reloading of the weapon, the plates, everything sounds so good and so natural that I always tend to vote on Call of Duty for this category. Senua Saga's effects, including the inner voice of Senua's own psychosis, I think is one of the biggest thing for the whole Hellblade franchise. Of course, Final Fantasy VII, everything from Square Enix in sounds is top notch. I don't doubt that Silent Hill 2 and Astrobot deserve this nomination. But this time I'm going again with Call of Duty. I think this is for the third year consecutive voting best audio design for Call of Duty. Best score and music. Now we are talking about that difference. And actually, Stellar Blade or Metaphor Fantasio. Well, Astrobot, well, This is kind of a difficult one here because if we are going for scenarios like Impact for the hype or being majestic and everything, this is between Stellar Blade and Metaphor Refantasio, and I think I'm going for Metaphor. Best art direction. Astrobot, Black Me Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth 3, Metaphor Fantasio, Neva. I want to give Neva a chance just for the sake of being an indie company, but that's not being voting objectively. If we are going to go objectively, will be between Black Me Wukong, Elden Ring, or Metaphor Fantasio. And I want to go to Elden Ring because you realize how many concept art you need to draw to actually select the arts that are going to be included in the game. And if you play Elden Ring, you realize how many arts that characters, enemies, and the loading screen and the every aspect, the background is gonna be interesting seeing a museum for all the Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, and Elden Rings. You can have a whole museum just for those five for the last five games from From Software. Best narrative. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Well, Metaphor Fantasio, Senua Saga Cellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. Final Fantasy VII, if we're talking about the original game, I will go full Final Fantasy VII, but I think that either Metaphor or Senua's deserve this time the opportunity. Silent Hill 2 is a remake of the game, so of course, there's a narrative and the context of the story is a complex one within the situation, not only being on Silent Hill, but also the psychological thriller that goes within the events of Silent Hill 2. But if we are going to give a chance to somebody new, and new I mean a new franchise, I think that it has to be fair to say that Metaphor Fantasio needs the opportunity here. Best game direction. If you were expecting me to look for an opportunity to say Astrobot, I think this is the best one. Again, like I said earlier, Astrobot being evolved from just a stereotyped or glorified demo from PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 to make it its own thing, have some context, have some complete games, including most of PlayStation history within the game in a fashion and interactive way. I think that that's the best game direction that you could give to a new franchise. And again, we're talking about giving new franchise a chance. So I believe that this is the main opportunity that I can give Astrobot if my vote could mean something. Okay, for reminder, including best debut indie game, I should have left it unvoted because I wanted to be fair and not just go with the bias route. And with that being said, these are my votes that I had made so far. And of course, we are heading to the one that will create new scuffle, new debates, new social media fights, whatever you're going to call it. The Game of the Year category. And in this year's category includes Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor Refantasio. Did I expect a Stellar Blade here? Yes, I did. Did I expect a Dragon Dogma here? Or Dragon Dogma 2? Yes, I did. Has this year's been kind of surprising in terms of games that actually made it here? I will say yes with Black Myth Wukong. I don't remember so much hype for this game before it launched. So I believe when it was launched early this year, I thought that the hype was just that, yay, brand new game, yay, it's for PlayStation only for the time being. Yay, there's a mystery about if the exclusivity is an exclusivity at all. Yay! But no, actually, Black Myth Wukong was kind of the surprise that got people engaged so hard that it became a quick trending thing. And not only it became a quick trending thing, people are still playing this game. And I saw the debate, kids say, no, that this game motivated Dragon Ball. How you dare to call that this game motivated Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball motivated this game when kids fail to realize that Dragon Ball's cultural elements were based on the Chinese mythology, which is basically based on what Black Myth Wukong is all about the Chinese mythology and the Kintoung or Flying Nimbus, as they call it here in America, the stick, the monkey fighting man. That's all influence that Akira Toriyama took for the Wukong Legend. And that's how we got the Black Myth Wukong being the biggest thing in gaming for 2024. And yes, with this kind of a long description, I'm practically saying that I'm voting for Black Myth Wukong. And there you have it. I cast my vote. And yes, I get it. I totally get it that this doesn't mean that everything will go my way. I never had the expectation that things go my way, but anyways, do you agree, disagree, or you have anything else to add to every category that I just wrote? Let me down here in the comments. Also, hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button so you can get everything updated for gaming news, retro gaming, and walkthroughs. Remember that I opened my own blog again. It will be jesusgg.xyz. I'm going to be starting putting up some articles soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Health and success and happy gaming.